So let me first introduce the team on Safetica side. My name is Richard. I'm the new CEO of the Safetica, and on this call we have the Radek Hanzelik from our sales team, and also Jan Lakatoš from our product management team, who is going to go through this topic, the new product names and the licensing and the changes there. Our today's agenda is going to be quite straightforward. We are going to first, I will give you a little bit of insight, the state of our business, the new priorities, the recent priorities for the Safetica, and also the changes in the market that we see and why actually we decided to do this license changes and the pricing changes. Then we will go through the change itself, then more details about the release plan, the migration, when it's going to be this new licenses will be in place. So don't worry, there will be the enough time for the adoption on your side. And also the last but not least is a little bit of an extra topic. Is about the Safetica style guide to help us as a Safetica and also as our partners to communicate together consistently to our customers. If you will have any question during today's webinars, please use the question box in the GoToMeeting webinars. By the end of this presentation, we will have the time to go through the most relevant topics to answer it. If there will be no time, because there will be so many questions, we will do it offline and we will definitely answer and draw. So okay, I think that's all, and let's start for now. So the first of all, the recent changes on the market. As you can see, the most of the industries was globally affected by the COVID, by the pandemic situation. But it's quite interesting and important for us that the security market was the one that the less impacted. Even we see that there is a growing trend all over the customers from Asia to Europe to Americas, and we see there's a lot of new opportunities and the business cases coming to us. So definitely the security market is not stopping or let's say the declining, but it's exactly the opposite. And when we actually have the yesterday call with the Forrester, one of the industry analysts, they confirmed that the DLP is one of the top topics that they are recently, let's say, acquiring with their clients, and especially the DAP is one topic that resonated the most in the area, so which is very positive, very interesting. The main customer topics that we see in these days, definitely the remote work. It was the big shift, and still it is for many of the organizations, and we see that many clients are still looking for the right solution, how to make the remote work more secure, and also how to focus on the productivity of the employees. The regulation is another big topic. Even in some countries, the regulations over the security data was, let's say, slightly postponed, but none of them was actually cancelled, and we see there's a very hot topic. And with a little bit in cloud security, it was there even in the past, and it didn't change too much. Especially because of the recent market situation, we see the more demands on the cloud, so the hosting solution or the pure SaaS solution. But we see that it's not a main trend. It's something that the clients are asking, and that's one of the reasons why we are about to introduce the new SaaS solution and solution for the MSP in the next calendar year. Regarding the business itself, I would like to share a couple of numbers. So for this calendar year, we are growing over the 30% year over year, and our goal for this calendar is to reach the $6.5 million in the booking. So we are in I think the good directions, and the year-to-date goal we are actually exactly on 101% of the year-to-date goal. So we will definitely going to make it. What is even more interesting is the number of active customers, which is just confirm what I mentioned, that the security industry is not dropping but keep growing, because year over year we see the 40% growth of our active customers. And what is even more interesting is actually the number of active seats is growing even faster. We just confirmed that what we see on the opportunities coming to us, that our average deal size is slightly increasing, So still the majority of the deals is coming from the SMB market, but we see the more and more also the large customers is approaching us or our partners and asking for the DLP solution. And just to confirm it, on the next slide, you can see the couple of deals, especially the big ones, that during the last 12 months we actually delivered together with you, our partners. And we would like to really thank you for all the support and the help with these amazing projects that we delivered in Americas, in the Europe, and also in Asia. So it was great achievements that we did together. And you can see that the Safetica fits very well, not only to the SMB clients, but also to the large organizations. A little bit about our strategy and our focus area for the upcoming 12 months. We have the 4 areas of our main the focus that we would like to spend more of our rest. The first part is our partners, and we are starting many projects that should help us to simplify the business around the Safetica for you. One of them will be the new partner program that we would like to introduce by end of this calendar year, and we are going to share with you shortly. The another one is the new set of trainings, lead registration portal for you and many others. This license changes is one of the part also of this let's say the area. Even maybe from the first look, it looks like that we by this license change we make it a little bit complicated. By the end of the day, we really do believe that the more license option will actually simplify the way how to pitch to the clients and how to deliver the right solution to the right client. So, but you will get more details in a minute. The next part is the brand awareness. We have been talking with you, our partners, for many months, maybe the years, and it's the one thing that we are going to focus and invest much more in the upcoming 12 months. So we are going to complete the rebuild and pretty much build it from scratch, our new website. We are now defining new messaging, our positioning. We are about to start new campaigns. Of course, we need the website first to be ready. As I already mentioned, the Forrester, we are in close cooperation and discussion with the Gartner and a couple of others as an industry analyst. And the peer insights and peer referrals reviews is also very important for us, especially in the SMB market. So we are now constantly working on the peer reviews, on the G2 Crowd and many other portals that can help us to share the positive feedbacks and the referrals back to the industries, back to the other potential clients. The next one is a product enhancement. We have many things in our backlog. From those that will coming in the next versions, definitely I would like to just highlight a couple of them. The automatic risk detection that we are going to introduce, the OCR and the content technology, which is one that we have been waiting for a couple of months already. The Office 365, even we have the very strong integration. We would like to go even deeper, and we would like to introduce the next level of the integration with the Microsoft stack. And last but not least, I already mentioned the MSP or the cloud solution, which is going to be introduced in the next calendar year. Last but not least is a customer experience, and in the upcoming 12 months we would like to do a lot here, focusing on the excellent product adoption, increasing the lifetime value, helping you partners to selling the more professional services to the clients, and then also the training onboarding program for the partners, not related only to the new versions, but also to the services and many others. And yeah, we are going to start also to measure the Net Promoter Score to see how we are ranking over the others in the industry, and how to improve our support, how to improve our product, how to improve our UX, UI to deliver the best customer experience possible. So these are the 4 areas that we are focusing in the Safetica. These are our partners, brand awareness, product enhancement, and customer experience, and you will see the many more that will come in these areas in the upcoming months. And then the last time from my side, it's why we even consider to do any license change and the model, license model changes. First of all, we see, and we actually heard from the clients and the partners, that the customer reference is actually preference is actually shifting over the time from the, let's say, the one size fits all to the more multi-tier approach to better address the real customer scenarios and the requirements, and to face exactly to the use case, but what customer actually needs. The other part of the two is that we didn't touch the license, our licensing for the more than almost 6 years, and the market changed a lot, even over the last 2 years, not even 6 years. So we really have to really address those changes, these new trends, and that's the reason why we do that. Thanks to feedback from you, our partners, and also the customers, we built a new license model that helps to pick the right solution for the customer situation, whether small or the large, with the user behavior analysis or without, with the mobile devices in place. So for the customers, it should help also just to start small and grow potentially if they are the, let's say, the basic requirements at the beginning, but if after they recognize all the benefits and value that solution actually delivers to them, to grow in our stack, and for you as a partners to give them more upsells opportunities, because this tier approach give you the chance to upsells to the higher tier, selling the extra modules as the requirements will change over the time for the clients, and will be the right partners and advisor for the clients to pick the right solution for the scenarios. So that's pretty much it. That's why we decided for a change and why we're actually sitting here. And now let me pass the words to Jan from our product management team, who will actually give you more insights about the license model changes, how the new tiers is actually going to look like.
Good morning, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are sitting. So you have heard Richard explain why we are actually doing this change, and obviously we decided that this makes sense from the business standpoint. But in the past few months, me and some of my colleagues were also validating the changes with our customers, with you, some selected partners. We also knew of some feedback previously, and we tried to not only design, the product split in a different way than we had previously, but we tried to fit in the use cases better while we were splitting up the product to really enable you to cover the use cases depending on the customer needs. So what you will see here is a broad overview over how we have changed the product to fit all these use cases and to prepare each license appropriately. And then within a few weeks, we are going to have a launch webinar for version 9.8, which is actually supporting all these new licenses, where we will probably go even more deeper into the technical changes, how specifics work. Today, I won't be showing you a live environment with the changes, but I do have some screenshots. But I would like you to take away today how the new tiers are designed and how they actually work. We will go through that later. We are also preparing a lot of knowledge base articles. There will be a specific e-learning course to explain these changes. So if you don't really see the specifics today, don't worry, we will cover them at a later time. But let's get to the point. So what we have had so far is a very simple license structure. You might be familiar with this. You could use Safetica in basically two modes. There was Safetica Auditor for auditing purposes. Many of our customers started with this, but there were no protection features. There were no sensitive data features. It was really just to give you a very basic overview over the company and how data are being used there. And then we had the Safetica DLP license, which actually had everything else which you could imagine. Additional to that, you could purchase Safetica Mobile for very different use cases, which were only covering mobile devices, and the extra module was very separate from DLP. Depending on how long you have worked with Safetica, there was also a Safetica Supervisor license, which was very rarely sold, but it existed. It actually was something that expanded on Auditor and introduced some managing options for policies, but only for blocking websites, applications, and so on. So this was the very basic structure. And what we are doing now is we are trying to make the licenses work more with the actual use cases. So the new change looks a little bit more complicated, but actually it's also very simple. So now we are moving to a 3-license model where you can pick one of the 3 licenses, which you can see here. There is Safetica Discovery, which is actually something similar to what we had in Auditor, but it's expanded with more features related to data discovery. So now even in the lowest license, you can actually detect sensitive data and use those within your auditing. Then you have the Safetica Protection license, which is actually suitable for most of the use cases which we had so far. It should fit most of the customers that we are working with today. And it actually includes all the protection features that you have been used to. So there is nothing critical missing from this license. However, there are still parts of the product which are complicated due to the nature of the features. And these we moved to Safetica Enterprise license, where you can actually integrate some of the features that Safetica has with other solutions, such as FortiGate appliances, CM solutions, and so on. And there are also some very difficult to use and difficult to maintain features, which we have moved to Enterprise to actually make Safetica Protection easy to use solution, easy to set up, and it will actually cover most of the use cases that you will come across. So hopefully this will actually divide the users into 3 categories. Those who want to audit and they want to audit everything, they can use Safetica Discovery. Those who want to protect, that's Safetica Protection. And then you can have enterprise-sized customers or complex to deploy customers. And for those, we have Safetica Enterprise, which will cover all the needs that might be needed. And then you have an extra module popping up there at the bottom of the page, which we call Safetica UAB. It's actually an abbreviation for User and Entity Behavior Analysis. This module includes some features which will expand on the licenses. So it's an extension of the main product. And you can have Safetica Discovery with a UAB license, Protection with UAB, and Safetica Enterprise with UAB. The user behavior analysis actually expands on the functionality. It allows you to dig deeper into the data and pinpoint specific users and specific actions they were doing. And the reason why we are introducing this as a separate module is that many of you have complained that in your region, in your market, these kind of things are not very common, or these are things that the customers do not really want. They want to protect the end user's privacy, and therefore it's not good for them if they have such power to look how John Smith was using Facebook, whether he was visiting social media websites or not. And therefore we have made all these features as an extra module, which you may use, which you don't have to use. And actually the security use cases are maintained in the 3 main licenses, and the user and entity behavior is something extra that you can just use to visualize the data a little bit better. So this is about the basic split. And then of course, let's not forget Safetica Mobile. There is nothing changing about that. It's also an extra module which can be used with any license, and it's an extension to mobile devices. So let's move on. Here you actually have a little more detailed breakdown of what is included in each license. So let me just go through some of the main points here to explain how the actual license is designed. So what you can see here, that security audit, which is actually everything previously included in Auditor, is included in Safetica Discovery too. What we have added there is content inspection. So now you will be able to specify sensitive data, whether it can be personal identifying numbers, financial data, regular expressions. All this can be configured within the lowest license now, and you can use this information to make a better security audit. So you can audit what's happening in the company, you can audit where sensitive data are being moved to, and you can create a good picture about the whole environment. If you want to move on to protection, you will need the Safetica Protection module. And there you can see all these endpoint data protection features, which were already available in the product, are also included. So you have all the DLP policies, there is a BitLocker encryption, device control, all the features previously available in the DLP module are also part of Safetica Protection. You may also notice a new addition here. Well, we are adding shadow copy functionality to Safetica 9.8, which we are very excited about. And with the new licenses, this is already included in the basic license. So if you move your customers to a Safetica protection license, they will already be able to create shadow copies of incident files and investigate the incidents better than previously. So I hope this will excite you as much as it does for me. And you can see that there is virtually no difference between the enterprise and protection license here. Everything is included in the very same way. But that's not all, obviously. So we also have some cloud protection features, which can be either set up on the endpoints where you block or maybe allow some of the cloud services. This is already included in protection and also in enterprise. And I hope it will make you also happy that all the Office 365 protection that we previously had in the product is also included in the protection license. So whether your customers were using only on-prem solutions or also Office 365, all these use cases can be covered with the Safetica protection license, and Safetica Enterprise just builds on top of that. And about the enterprise license, here you can actually see the differences between protection and enterprise. These are really things that I've been discussing with many of our partners to really make it as close to reality as possible. And based on those discussions, we came to realize that FortiGate integration and CM integration is not something that most of our customers are using. It's more used in bigger environments when you want to automate some of the processes. And for these use cases, you can use the Safetica Enterprise to actually help the administrator manage several solutions at the same time. Obviously, with protection, you can also have all these solutions set up, but you will have to do it manually. But in smaller companies, this is not really a problem because the administrator doesn't have a dozen of solutions. It's only a couple of solutions that they are managing, and this can be also done manually. And then you also see some enterprise features mentioned here, which is not a big deal really. For end user rebranding, we mean end user notifications, where you can actually put the company logo inside the notification to make it more familiar to the users. This is the only limitation that the enterprise includes and the protection doesn't. But we did take out some of the policies that we had in the product. These were very complicated policies that were actually making the maintenance and the deployment harder. And we named these workflow control. And what this means is that we moved application policies, not DLP policies, but application policies to Safetica Enterprise, and also some of the DLP policy settings, which were hard to maintain, such as local paths or exclusive access. These are very hard to understand for some of our users. So in order to make protection easy to understand, we move these features also to enterprise, at least for now. And then you also see multi-domain support mentioned here. What it means is Active Directory several domain support. So if you are using Active Directory with several subtrees and complicated architecture, but it's all under one domain, this is still usable under Safetica protection. So there is no limitation that you will have here. But we know that some of our largest customers are actually using several domains within the Active Directory because they have various branches, they operate in several countries or regions. And for these kind of use cases, you will need the enterprise to actually integrate several domains within the Active Directory structure. So this is about the basic breakdown. What you saw on the last two slides is actually a screenshot of our new web pages, which we will be launching today. So you will be able to investigate all these features and limitations in detail on the website. When you will hover over the eye, you will always get a description, so you can take a small sneak peek there. But I also prepared some screenshots from the product for you to understand how the changes actually happen in the product and what you can expect when you launch the console, either the desktop one or the web console. So when we go to Safetica Discovery, this is the lowest license, and here you can see a screenshot from our desktop console. You may notice some of the changes which happened in the console. Well, there is a discovery module now. This is just a renamed auditor module to actually make it aligned with the new license structure. So if you have Safetica Discovery license, you get the discovery module. Then we renamed the DLP module to protection because obviously when you get the protection license, you can use the protection features. This is just a cosmetic change. But you may notice that under discovery, there is a new setting where you can actually specify sensitive data. This works the very same way as you were used to before. You just click the button and you go into this special wizard, which allows you to specify data categories and set up what each data category means, whether it is about financial data, some keywords, dictionaries, all this is included in Discovery now. And then you see that some of the features which were previously available here disappeared. It's not a big deal actually, because the base of audit is still working even when we only have a couple of features here. So you may notice that web and application overview is missing here. We have moved it actually to Web Safetica, so we'll find the information there, but we removed it from our desktop console because it was very invading to user privacy, and you could really go deep and see which user was launching which application, how many seconds or minutes or hours they spent in each application and each website. This is actually something that you can still have in the desktop console, but you will need our new user and entity behavior license. So if you add that license to your discovery tier, this is how the desktop console looks like. It is basically the same as you are used to. It just additionally has a specification for sensitive data. So hopefully, if you use this license, you even get more out of Safetica than what you got with Safetica Auditor. And then when we speak about the protection license, you can see that in the menu, everything which was previously available is still available. So there are no limitations here. So you get all the full DLP feature set which you were used to. You also get shadow copy, which is a new feature, and it's available in both protection and both enterprise. You also get the Office 365 email DLP policy integration. So if you used that previously, you can still keep using that in protection. You also get application and web control, which are now available in Web Safetica, and you can control which websites and which applications can be used from there. You also get all the data classification, which we had previously, and all the endpoint notification customization, which we previously had. So you are really limited in very advanced ways, and most of our customers won't even notice those limitations. And this is just an example for you to see how the limitations actually look like in the console. So for instance, in protection, we don't have FortiGate integration. The user can still see that there is a feature for that, but it's unavailable because they don't have a sufficient license. So they can come to you and discuss that maybe they would like to try the upgrade and use some of the enterprise features. And now my PowerPoint is bugging out, so let me just switch back to the slide. Okay. And finally, we have Safetica Enterprise, which, as I mentioned already, this is just a summary. It includes some of the advanced protection features, which means expert rules in DLP policies, application DLP policies. We know that these are not very much used in most of our customers. They are only used in big, complicated deployments or in large enterprise environments. So hopefully this fits the actual market need. Then you have the limitation about multiple Active Directory domains, which is only available in enterprise, and then integration with third parties such as FortiGate and CM. And when we talk about Web Safetica, the changes are actually more visible there, but they are not so critical. So when you have the Discovery license, you get 4 modules which you can use. You may be familiar with these. You have the basic dashboard, data security module, where you can find all the data from security audits. And then you have a new section called Workspace, which actually includes information about applications, about IT utilization, about print. All these related to the workspace in the company is included here. And then you have the management of the console, of course. Under protection, you can see that there is an extra thing added, which is policies for application and web control, where you can specify which applications are allowed or blocked, which websites can be used and cannot be used. And if you add UEBA to any of our licenses, you also get this module called behavior analysis, where you can really dive deep into the data and look for specific users, specific operations, and maybe draw conclusions based on that. If I give you a little sneak peek, there is a new view under Workspace, which we call Applications and Websites. This is already available from Discovery, so it's included in any version of our product, and it gives you a very general, broad overview over the web and application use across the whole company. So you can see which kind of websites are visited, which applications are used, but there are no user invading information here, so you cannot really see which user was using which application. It's just a general overview to help you understand your environment. So this is already included in any version of the product. And then you also have additional modules here where you can maybe check out how much the hardware is used, how much print is being used, how much network traffic is happening in your company, etc., etc. This was already available, so now it's just under one module where you can find all this information easily. As opposed to that, under behavior analysis, you will have similar information, but you will actually have them tied to specific users. So if this is something that you need to achieve with your customers, if this is something that in your region is very common and you need this functionality, you can of course use the UEBA license to extend your basic license, and you also get all these information tied to specific users. So you can see which user was using which application, how much time they spent. You can also use the already existing modules for check how much email they are sending, some trends in their behavior, and so on and so on. We are really tailoring this module to be focused on this user and entity behavior. And with this, this is the end of the product demonstration. As I mentioned, you will get some courses prepared, some knowledge-based articles where you can explore the differences even deeper. And in a few weeks, we will have a release webinar where I will be doing a live demonstration of the changes. And if you have more specific questions, I'm sure we will address those there. So thanks for the attention so far, and I give the word to Radek, who will also explain some of the business changes.
Hi guys, this is Radek speaking. So I see there's lots of questions regarding the stuff we're going to be actually presenting right now, which is the new licensing and what's going to happen with migration of the product. So sit tight and listen carefully, and we'll get all the answers. What do you want to hear? So the new licensing with the new product is going to happen already. So we're going to have a new combination available. As Jan mentioned, all the new free tiers going to be available with UEBA and without it. So from 3 products, we're going to have a 6, if I can do the maths, basically. These combinations are going to be available with any combination. So you can have a discovery with UEBA or enterprise without it. So it's up to you on requirements of the customer if they want to have it or not. I think nothing really changes with the amount of minimum order, which will be 10 seats. It's all happening as it is. Small change what's going to happen is we're going to be supporting only one product in one environment. Previously, we was allowing to have a combination of half a company could have a auditor and half a full ERP. With the new product line, we will support only one product at a time. So this is one of the major changes, I would say, on this slide. When we look at the pricing, we revise all the pricing across all price regions. And as Richard mentioned, we try to simplify all this for our partners and customers. So as you remember, we have a pricing from 10 to 50, 50 to 100, and so on. So we try to simplify it and cut it roughly in half. As we're growing and we try to focus on bigger deals, the best value for our competitiveness and for the customers is going to be in the range of 100+ seats. The major change, I would say, from previous years and what you are used to, we discontinue government and educational discounts or for not profitable organizations, which is going to be the major change. So of course, I'm going to be talking here about all the exit pricing and so on. So ideally, contact us, your channel manager, your local distributor, and you can do one-on-ones and discuss these new prices and in more details. I want to waste everyone's time to go into that. Okay, so that's one of the questions been popping out on the questions a lot, and what's going to happen with the new or with the existing customers. So all the release of Safetica 9.8 is planned in October, maybe early November. So that time we're going to release the new Safetica, which is going to support the new features. And so you can start offering to customers the new products. However, we're going to have still support, and we're going to have available the old products until the end of the year. So this is going to be a kind of transition period for us. So there are going to be options to sell the old products, but at the same time with the new ones. What's going to happen with all the renewals and decrease upgrades after the 1st of January? Everything going to start just be on the new product lines. So this is end of the year going to be the last chance to actually purchase the old products. So the migration of existing customers, as you know, we do usually 2 major releases every year, which is one in spring, usually May, and then we have one in autumn, which is going to be the October one. And with the new major release in spring, we're going to be converting existing licenses into new combinations. As you can see, there's the Safetica Auditor. Will be automatically with the new upgrade going to be converted into Safetica Discovery with the UIBA, and the standard Safetica DLP going to be transferred into Safetica Enterprise with UIBA. Of course, there is some unique specification per region. So again, I would refer to your account managers and regional partners to discuss these more specifically. So let's have a look at some timeline, how that's going to happen. Today, you have the webinar, as you can see on your left top. And they're going to be preview release of NFI licenses, so you can have a hands-on and try how it is going to feel and how it's going to work. As I mentioned, from 1st of January, we definitely stop selling or providing to our partners the old license model or product. So all the new products are definitely going to be happening from 1st of January. And then, as I mentioned, they're going to be in October, November. We're going to have a Safetica 9.8 release, which are going to start in this transition period where you can already start offering the new, and at the same time, the old one is going to be available. In March 2021, we're going to release the Safetica version X, or the name is not decided yet, but so let's call it X. Follow the Apple line. And after that, we're going to do the migration of existing licenses into new product lines, as I mentioned and described it in previous slide. Okay, so on this slide, we prepare, obviously, there's a lot of new information to observe and learn. So we prepare for you a little guideline. So this is going to be available for you. So you can read it through before bedtime instead of watching Netflix. So you can have a look on how exciting the new product is and what you can do with that. So it's going to be all the current products discounted, and also all the information what you really need. So you're going to find in this lovely document which is being prepared by us for you. So new product names, license, packaging, everything you're going to, of course, receive email and follow up with all the webinar recording, presentation, all the details about our new products, data sheets, the guideline, and of course, little note to contact your regional distributor or channel manager for the pricing. So this is all going to be followed straight after this webinar. So sit tight and wait for further information from our side, and so you can read it and learn about this more. And pretty much that's it. So we are in the end of this webinar, so we can have a little Q&A if you have more questions which you haven't wrote it in.
Thank you, Radek. Maybe first let's pick a couple of maybe better than get everybody on the talk on the call. If you have any questions, please put it still into the question box. The one of the question here is One is the product launch under these new names. I think that was just mentioned. So 9.8 is going to be the new
October-November time.
October-November. We are still aiming for the end of October, but you know how it is with product releases. So early of November is the latest date that you will be there. As we mentioned, there's a question if we are going to share the PowerPoint slide. So you can see as a follow-up email to these webinars, most likely tomorrow or Friday at the latest. You will receive the recordings and also the slide deck. The slide deck we are going to share with you as a PDF. If there will be any reason why you need to have it as a PowerPoint file, please just get in touch with yourselves, with our account manager, and we can direct you if there will be the need for any reason, localization or any specific scenario. The next question was regarding the marketing materials. So as you can see, we have the first set of the marketing materials. Even today, there will be the new. There will be the website updated, not the whole website, as I said, this is the bigger project, but the feature section and some details. First landing pages will be available there. The links you will get also in the follow-up email, but if you will check it today morning, Asia time, if you will check it, definitely the new website will be already there. And the new materials as a data sheets that we are going to prepare. So with the release of 9.8, all these materials should be ready. And maybe one of the questions: what are the reasons behind taking the government education discount out? We see that there was let's say in general, yes, there was a use of the government education discounts, but there are, let's say, there are a lot of different local specifics. If I, for example, compare the education segment in here in the Czech Republic, which is more linked to the government, then we will be able to still prepare some the sort of the project discounts, because maybe the budget is not such strong there. But if I compare the education segment in the US, the situation is different, and usually there is the budget issue, and as the same as here in the Central and East Europe, let's put it this way. So yes, we will be still the sort of flexible, but we don't like to let's say to use it let's say all across the board as a standard discount, and just cherry picking the situation where we really need it, and there is really needs for that also for you as a partners to be able to realize the more margin and more money together, to be honest. The next one: what are the current users of the Office Control license, and how will their license be converted?
There is a plan for that. It wasn't included in the slides because Office Control is a regional specific license. But I believe the protection license or the discovery together with UEBA actually includes all the feature set in Office Control. So I believe they will be automatically converted to that. As mentioned in the slides, the conversion will only occur sometime next year around spring. So there is still a lot of time to iron out the details. And if you have any concerns about that, do let us know. And I trust that we will incorporate all the feedback in time, because there is still a lot of time to actually do that. So Office Control is not forgotten. There is a plan for that.
Next question is related to the when Safetica is fully cloud-based. There's our SaaS solution, or the version of the Safetica SaaS will be available. We would like to launch it next year, most likely in the mid of next year, but we will keep you updated for sure, and we will share the next the changes on the beginning of the next year, or the updates. If you would like to run the Safetica in the hosted cloud or in the hosted environment or the cloud environment like Azure, we have all the packages, everything ready for the Azure deployment. So we're just get in touch with our sales team or with technical team, and we can easily help you. The new version that we are planning as a SaaS solution is not going to be the whole full Safetica in the cloud, but it's going to be the completely different product, which is going to be focused on the core features. And we are going to start most primarily with the detection and inspection. Yeah, but more details will come. Don't worry, we will definitely keep you in the loop.
So next question, we have when we can have the new product data sheets. As I mentioned during the presentation, end of this presentation, you're going to have a follow-up where we're going to share with you the data sheet and the presentation slides with the recording of this presentation as well.
Mm-hmm. The next one, the question is, what about the network slash server level DLP?
I'm not sure if I understand that question completely. Well, if it's meant about network file share, DLP, that's something that we have been considering in the roadmap for quite some time. We are noticing a shift towards cloud services rather than to network file shares. So it's still a topic that we are evaluating at the moment. We already have lots of functionality which allows you to protect files on network. We actually in 9.8, I'll give away a small spoiler, but we are adding content detection for files when you are moving them to network file shares. So we are still supporting this, but we are not actually working at the moment on any network components that would be protecting the network from that side. I hope I understood the question correctly because it was pretty vague, but in case I didn't answer appropriately, please ask again.
Okay, thank you. The next question is the more a little bit longer, but let me try to interpret it. Are there any plans to include the behavior analysis as a part of a UEBA module? The example here is if John normally logs into the computer from Madrid at 9 a.m. and one day he logs in from China at 3 a.m. he is detected as a behavior anomaly and should be reported. So Jan, what was the plan here?
So for analytics such as this, to analyze maybe anomalies and find stranger behavior in user behavior, we are actually having lots of prototypes internally, and we want to introduce them to the product at some point. One of the reasons why we have separated all the behavior features under that behavior module, which you could see, is that in the future, if we want to add such a feature, now we have a place for that. And we know it should be included in the UEBA license. So yes, if we add such functionality, and I believe it's coming, it will be included in the UEBA module and the UEBA license.
Okay, the next question we have from Shane. What happened to existing customers with a discount on all products? Will there be a migration renewal with the same discount? This is going to be discussed individually on a case by case. So Shane, feel free, WhatsApp me as usual, and we can have a talk about it. But this is going to be done case by case. As Richard mentioned, have a one discount for all the organization doesn't really make sense. We can see the budgets of each organization individually, and based on their financial or buying power, we can actually set some pricing. Okay.
The next one, it's related to the shadow copy. Is the shadow copy feature working on all operation system versions? And is it completely independent from Windows on shadow copy function?
Yeah, there are actually more shadow copy questions here. There will be a webinar for 9.8 where we will go deep dive into this feature. But to give you a quick answer, it is independent from Windows shadow copy function, and it's integrated in our DLP policies. So it's part of the DLP policy where you allow creation of shadow copies. Since we don't have DLP policies for Mac yet, this is only supported on Windows. Once we add DLP policies to Mac, we want to design them so that they also include shadow copy, but that's not at the moment what we have prepared in the version 9.8. But really, shadow copy will be a separate new feature, a big feature in 9.8. So those questions will be answered at the webinars for the release.
So next one, we have a question from Sviatoslav. Do you still have different zones for pricing? Yes, we do. We still have 3 different zones as before, so nothing changed there.
And there's a question if customer using the all license from Jan license are unusable, or are we need to upgrade them immediately? So if the client is using the old license, you don't need to upgrade them immediately. With the new version, Safetica 10, the old licenses will be not supported. So if they stay on the old licensing, on the old version, then they can stay for the next couple of months. But if they consider to upgrade, which we, as you know, highly recommend it because of the new security features and new improvements, then there will be needs for the upgrades. And as you can see on the migration, let's say the details, there will be the version that we will upgrade them automatically. Let's put it this way, and it will be up to them if they would like to stay in that tier, or if they decided to change the tier, or using the UFR, using the mobile. So these options we need to discuss with them. But in most of the clients, we are in the touch anyway to make sure that they see the benefits from the products, and they keep improvements. So yeah, that will be the one of the topic that we'll definitely need to talk to the clients. What is their preference? What license makes sense for them? And where they see the most of the benefits.
Dimitri is then asking about clients who don't have a server but they need auditor functionality. Well, for these, there is already a solution. You can host Safetica in a virtualized environment in the cloud. So you can create a virtual machine on the cloud where Safetica will run, and they can do the audit using that. We are also preparing a new separate cloud product, which will also do this, but the first solution is something that you can use already. The other solution is something, as mentioned, coming probably next year at some point.
There's a question about the pricing, so let me maybe pick this one. What about the pricing which are already shared with the end customers? We are aware of this situation, and that's we don't like to, let's say, put you as a partner and also client into the situation that we need to reprice or put a new pricing right now. We are able and we are ready to keep the old pricing for these projects that are already was presented and delivery as RFP or as a proposal to the clients till end of December. So let's say the 4 months from now, if you see that there are the clients that they are not able to keep this deadline, or there's some reason that it will going to be closed in later stage, please get in touch with our sales reps, and we can discuss it separately. But from 1st of January, the new pricing will be in place, and all new orders or the purchase orders will be accepted in a new pricing only. So there can be some public tenders and stuff like that that we can consider, but really the deadline is end of December for this pricing, and we are ready to keep it. So don't worry, for the next 4 months, if you're already in place, we will keep the same conditions for those clients.
Then there is a question about Linux and Mac support and how far we have reached to control these devices. Well, for Mac, we have auditing, where you can see what the users are doing with the Mac devices. We are even moving that auditing to the next level with the new version 9.8. We have added new operations and auditing features that were previously unavailable. Also, there is a way to block devices on Mac laptops or machines, actually, and you can control which kind of devices can and cannot be used, such as flash drives, external drives, and so on and so on. As comes to Linux, there is no Linux being developed at the moment. This is something that pops up very often. It depends on some regions. In some regions, Linux is not at all a requirement. In other regions, it is very common. In other regions, it sometimes occurs, other times not. So this is something that we are evaluating, but we would like to focus on the 2 platforms that we are supporting right now. And the Mac team is working hard on bringing the features up to par with the Windows team. So once we do that, we will be talking about Linux support, but at the moment there is nothing being developed.
The next question was related to any plan for the data classification module.
Yeah, I saw that question, but I'm not really sure. We already have data classification built into the product, or like philosophically, it makes sense that we have it included within our DLP feature set. It's part of how we detect data and how we protect that. So I'm not really sure if this is a question more about creating a separate module, a separate license for data classification. There is no plan like that because, as I mentioned, data classification is something that we see as part of the protection. So
we don't have it as a separated module, let's put it this way, and we don't even consider it as a have it there because we see the integrated part of the core features. So even some of the competitors maybe have it separated. We didn't see like a good use case for have it there. We see very good use cases for the mobile to have it as a separated module, or for the others. And yeah.
Then there's the question about firewall support, similar to BitLocker. Yes, this is something that we would like to have. Obviously, it's on the Mac team to implement it. So yes, these are the kind of things that we want to focus on rather than add Linux as a supported platform. So this is coming. We don't have an estimated time of arrival, but we are working on that too.
There's a question if there will be the interface and languages, for example, the Arabic and also in the OCR. Even today, we have the other languages than the English supported on the interface side. It's actually 8 that we are supporting today. And usually, when we consider the new languages to add, it depends on the market potential, on the let's say the distribution that we have there, and how the partners are actively working with us, and if they can help us with the localization, if it actually the long-term support for this new version makes sense. With the Arabic, with the in general right to left languages, it's going to be the, let's say, the even maybe more complicated for the localization in some aspects. But please get in touch with our sales team, and we can discuss it separately, how to support the other languages if there is a reason. The main language for our product is English. For the new versions, we will introduce the new strings and new modules in English. So it's not only about the initial localization, but also about having the long-term relationship with the localization agency or the partners to work on the localization. So it's a sort of an investment for the both sides. But please get in touch with us, and we can discuss it separately. And last question is there about the watermark feature? When is going to be able to use it?
So watermarking is something that depends on our content detection technology, and as mentioned in the slides, content detection is something that we are investing a lot at the moment into. And the plan is to not only add new features to what we already have, but to replace our content technology engine completely. So once we do that, and the new engine allows us to do watermarking, we would like to also add that. But first we need to, upgrade our content technology, and then we can talk about these additional features such as OCR, watermark, and maybe other things related to these kind of things.
Okay. Thank you very much for your question. Thank you very much for your attendees. Maybe we didn't answer all of them because it was quite a long list. So I'm very sorry if we forget to anybody. If that's the case, please get in touch with us directly for our sales team or for our local distributors, and we will definitely help you with the adoption to this new change. As we mentioned, there is a migration path in front of us. There's a certain milestones. There will be the follow-up email with the more details. There will be the 9.8 deep dive product presentation, which is going to be as a part of the product release. And these are the next steps, which is going to be in front of us. Regarding the pricing, please, if you have the new projects which is currently on your table and you would like to make sure that the new pricing will be used correctly, don't hesitate to get in touch with our sales reps or the distributors, and we will help you with the new pricing. It's going to be better to us to do the price quotation in let's say during this transition, because our sales team is fully trained and know which module can be used for the specific scenario. So it's going to be easy for you and for us with the transition later on. You will get all the materials and you can do it by yourself. So again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Radigan, for the sharing the details. And yeah, and that's all for today. For you as a partner, thank you very much for the support and the business that we are doing together. It's helping us to delivering the amazing projects all across the globe. So hopefully we will be working together on these projects in the upcoming year, and this new licensing will make it even be better and delivering more products together. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a good night, whatever is your time zone, and talk to you later.